coach. Tell me what first comes to mind when you see these photos. You've seen this one
Uh,
before.
it's a good one.
Yeah.
Man, those moments are really special. Um, a lot of hard work that goes into it. And as a family member, I think they need to be celebrated more than anyone else. I love my mom, love my family, and, really special moment.
Who's cutting onions in here? Man, somebody was on Tuesday afternoon. Powerful moment, just one of many great moments in the conversation that I had with Arkansas hitting coach DJ Gasso. One of the best interviews I've ever been a part of. There were tears, there was laughter, there was memories, there was everything. We get into the Arkansas Razorbacks with DJ Gasso as the Sooners get ready to go to Fayetteville this weekend. We talk about the Gasso versus Gasso matchup. So many things. Appreciate DJ Gasso for his time. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. But I promise you're going to enjoy this one. Here's Arkansas hitting coach DJ Gasso. I want to start at the beginning, because I was thinking today, what a cool childhood you must have had to get kind of the access that you had as a kid and to be at all the different events that you were at. How would you best describe your childhood growing up in the dugout and just kind of being around Oklahoma athletics?
Yeah, good. No, the snacks were great. Always eating all the food at the end of the dugout. It's just you just play a lot, just play all the time. And as a kid, I think that was probably the most fun. Is not only do you get to play, not only do you have like unlimited snacks, and you're just having fun. And on the weekends, you get to be on the sideline of OU football. So like it can't get better than that, right? So no, just extremely fun. Get to play with all your friends that would come to the game, or just some random people playing wall ball and hopping in and out of the dugout when you can. And when I was younger, I used to be the bat boy a couple times. Not as bad as my brother. He would eat all the snacks. He would he was the troublemaker. I was more like the good kid that just had a good time, man. Just had fun.
Yeah. Well, I guess when you're growing up, your mom is the only one that's coaching, right? Because was your dad an AD kind of at the time that you were growing up?
My dad's done it all, man. He's done athletic director at St. Gregory's. He's been high school football coach, used to coaching college football, was a collegiate soccer coach out in California. I know he worked in the athletic department when they first he's kind of done it all. I think he helped and he was a strength coach for my mom for a little bit, because he would, he's a coach too, man. It's just crazy that all of us are coaches and want to help change and the next generation, want to help people and spread God's love. And I think that's kind of the ultimate goal that you have seen. I know that's what they've talked about, but I think that's something that you've seen throughout. And it kind of all started with my dad. He calls himself Coach Gasso #1. You know what I mean? So as great as my mom has been and her storied career, I think my dad will always claim, "Hey, I'm Coach Gasso #1."
Yeah. Well, that's kind of my question is, maybe JT always knew he wanted to be a coach, but for you, I believe I heard you on another interview maybe last year saying that at one point you kind of contemplating doing some media stuff or maybe even working for the NFL Network, if I had that right. So What was your path to coaching and what ultimately kind of led you to where you're at now?
Yeah, I knew I always wanted to coach. It's something that I've been interested in forever, being around the game and being a coach's kid, you just know the game a lot better, I feel like. And when I was a freshman in college, I redshirted, but I told the head coach, I said, "Hey, I want to be a coach and I want to learn. I want to grow." I got a notebook and still have it to this day where you write things that are really good and some things aren't as good, and you'll write that down too. So he let me travel with the team, and I was the only redshirt to do that. So I was learning and understanding the game even from the start of my freshman year, and have a great relationship with all my past coaches and still talk to them because I would always ask them questions and pick their brain about things. I just went to school for more than media stuff. So there was a point where I'm like, man, it would be cool to kind of chase something else and do something else. Looking back, like as a coach now, it's media, like doing the communications degree isn't as helpful,
Yeah.
And so I kind of regret that a little bit. But yeah, there was a point in time in there where I went to school for more of the media side, and contemplated doing something like that. But my heart's always been in coaching.
Well, what are family get-togethers like now? Is there zero softball talk? Is it a lot of softball talk? Is it kind of we'll mix it in where we get? Because I know there's grandkids involved now, so they're
Yeah.
they're probably the stars of the show. So, what are family get-togethers like with everyone in terms of talking no softball or a lot of it?
Yeah, well, I will say there was a lot more softball talk when I was at Utah, not as much here at Arkansas, that's for sure. But, I it's just softball is our life a lot of the time, as much as we don't want it to. I mean, it is. So a lot of this stuff, I'm always gonna ask questions, they'll always check in how is it? But I think we've done a lot better job the past couple of years of not talking as much softball, and letting the kids just have fun, go play with each other. I think that's something that's really cool about this weekend is, man, we never really get to have the family see each other besides maybe the World Series or something in the summer recruiting, and Thanksgiving or Christmas. So being able to have them be able to see, or our family see each other in March is awesome. I mean, it's going to be the first time JT and the family will be able to meet our baby girl. You know what I mean? So it's something like that that will be super special. And I know my mom's sister's coming in too, so it's going to be a big family affair there, and it'll be nice to see everyone.
Yeah. Well, outside the lines, that's awesome. Like outside the games, it's cool that you're going to have that. And this isn't the first time that you faced your mom and your brother. That
Yeah,
happened at Utah, but I don't think it's ever happened before in an actual 3-game series and especially in a conference series.
yeah.
So it's happened before, but does this feel any different from maybe those previous times when you were at Utah? Like you talked about outside the lines. What are your feelings, I guess, kind of in between the lines and what that's going to be like?
Yeah, no, I mean it's fun. It's competitive, and I think that's why you want to not only play the sport but coach the sport. Like run rules are great, but there's something in there where it's like a close ball game. Your heartbeat's pumping a little bit. It's like, man, that's what you live for. That's what you want. And that's what makes it fun. And as a coach, like the challenge is I think what is really fun. Obviously, Oklahoma's pitching staff is incredible. As a hitting coach, like it's going to be really tough. And so I think just the competition level is high, and they don't care that they're playing their son or brother. Like it does has no effect on them whatsoever. Like a lot of people say relentless competitors, man, like the Gassos, they're ruthless competitors. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter who you are, what time of day, where it's at, like we're gonna play a certain way and we're gonna be coming after you. And I think that's what's made them great. And I think, the team has that identity a little bit too. And if it's not there, my mom will let them know about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean it'll be really fun. But once the game gets going, they could care less who it is on the other side. They're ready to play.
So is it safe to say that you're not going to borrow your dad's? I think it was a bear costume that he wore for the fall game and met your mom at home plate. We're not going
Not
to see DJ
Yeah,
Gasso in that.
yeah. Definitely not gonna be a bear costume whatsoever. But I might chirp at my mom a little bit, the third base.
Yeah.
See, when we played at Utah, we were on the first base dugout, so there wasn't like a bunch of interactions in the game. But she'll be over, like we'll be in the third base dugout. So that'll be pretty fun. We'll see if I say anything or not. Knowing myself, I definitely will. I'll try to like joke around with her a little bit, and she will probably ignore me. That's what I assume. But maybe if I can get a reaction, that'll be pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Man, Arkansas has had really good softball program here for the past several years. And it just feels like every time, I look at Arkansas or looked at Arkansas before the year, I'm like, man, they can just hit, hit, hit. You got so many hitters in the order. Can hit the ball out of park, hit the ball out of the gap. You have a really good offense. And so just kind of tell me what you think about your offense up to this point and how you feel about them going into this weekend.
Yeah, no, I think highly competitive group that want to win. And I think they're love and ready for the challenge. I think we're very versatile in what we can hit. There's some people that will be better higher in the zone, some people that will be better lower in the zone. We got some speed, hit for power, hit for average. I'm really happy where we're at. Obviously, this last weekend isn't the weekend that we wanted, but I think there's a lot of room to grow. I think there's a lot of things that we could learn from that's going to help us going forward, especially in the gauntlet of the SEC. And we're going to be facing some of the top pitchers in the country. I think we got 6 of the top 10 teams coming up here. You know what I mean? So it's going to be tough, and it's not for the weak. And I don't think this hitting group is weak. I think they're tough and ready for that challenge. Whether the success comes or not, that's the game. But if we can control what we can control, and really, bow up in tough situations and bow up against tough pitchers. That's all you can really ask for. I trust this group. I think they're doing a great job, and it's all about being hot in May. And so if we can learn and grow and play our best softball at the end of the season, I think we'll be in a really good spot.
As you know, the Gasso versus Gasso storyline is a big one this weekend. We talked about it. But I think if you remove that, it just has all the makings for an incredible softball series. I know that support for Arkansas softball is a big deal. They're going to pack it out. I was texting with one of my buddies that covers Arkansas. Shout out to Ty Richardson. And the word that he used for this weekend, what it's going to be like, he used the word bonkers. Would you like to use the word bonkers to describe what the atmosphere is going to be like, or would you like to use another word there?
Yeah, no, it's bonkers times 2. I don't know. We have amazing fans here at Arkansas. And I know people are going to talk about the family and stuff, but it's always been about the players. Always will be about the players, and like the game is for the players. We're out of it at that point. It's their time to go shine, their time to go compete. So you have 2 really good teams that are extremely well balanced, and you're going to play in one of the best environments in the country. And that's what's going to be really cool. Is there's going to be a ton of red for Arkansas. There's going to be a ton of red for OU. You know what I mean? It's a pretty short drive to the Oklahoma border. So no, I think it's going to be an incredible environment and great for the game of softball.
You'll have some familiarity with this OU order. I interviewed Abby Dayton a few weeks
Yeah.
ago, and she mentioned how you two are very familiar with one another. So, kind of what's that going to be like? And what do you just think of Abby Dayton as a player? She's had an incredible start this year.
Yeah, no, Abby Dayton's a stud, and that's why I recruited her. I recruited her and Carly Davison, who's on our team now.
Yeah.
My wife and I just got married, went on our honeymoon. A day or 2 later, when we got back, we sat and watched Abby and Carly play for 3 or 4 straight games there in Shawnee, Oklahoma, in like 100-degree heat. And it was like, we need these 2 kids at Utah, because the thing, like, Abby's a program changer, and that's what I've been told ever since she's been in high school. She played with a lot of the kids that OU recruited, and they didn't recruit her. And I understand it was like the COVID situation time, but I always knew that she's been a special player. She's an absolute stud. I love the way that she plays the game, the energy that she brings to a team. Even as a freshman, she was a leader, a competitor, and would lead in a lot of those ways. So, no, just really happy that she gets to live out her dream and play in an environment that is something that she was looking for and wanted. So yeah, really happy for her, and know she's, always going to do great, and knew she was going to do great ever since she was in high school, and maybe a lot of people overlooked her.
Yeah. Well, I know that you get this question a lot. I don't think she likes to be called the GOAT to her face. I don't think that she's a huge fan of that, but Patty Gasso is the GOAT. She just is. So what makes her so good? What makes her so elite? I know that there's just not one thing, but there's multiple things. But when you answer that question, what makes Patty Gasso, man? What makes her the GOAT?
She will outwork you, and she grinds, and she's a hustler. She finds ways to get things done. You know what I mean? When other people might complain about this or that, she doesn't care what other people think. She's going to do her thing. And some people live like that, some people don't. But I think to be that great, you got to be different. And it's going to come with some words. You know what I mean? It's going to come with some opinions, but that's what makes her different. And I think it's not just stuff at softball, but if you see her like work in the garden back in the day, she grinds. You know what I mean? Like it's not just something that you do at the field. It's not just something that you do on the recruiting trail on the phone. It's what you do every day, and that's just the lifestyle that her and my dad live. And I think that's something that hopefully has carried down to me and my brother.
All right, I've got 3 different photos I'm going to show you. You've
Oh,
seen
no.
these photos before. Just tell me what first comes to mind when you see these photos, all right? Let's start with the
Nervous.
2000 National Championship. What first
Yeah.
comes to mind here?
There's a YouTube video of me and my brother in the stands on that day, but that's what first comes to my mind. And let's see what else. Rolling down
How about
the
this, man? Look at that
yeah,
face paint
I
job right
know.
there.
2013 was Kalani Ricketts and them, right? It was their year after the 2012 lost in the championship series. I replicated that same exact outfit as a senior.
Oh, nice. I got to find that.
So I came down, come down. I usually would come down the stands right at like when they're doing the national anthem. So I'm coming down the stands, and my mom saw me, and I think Missy saw me too, and they kind of both had teary eyes because they were like,
Yeah.
that same exact outfit is what you wore when you were like that kid. So I just see that kid still, But yeah, it was rolling down the berms of Hall of Fame when they used to have berms back there, just playing like you said earlier. But that's a good photo there. Nice.
Who did the face paint? That wasn't Poppy that did the face paint, was it?
It was. I don't think so. I some of our best family friends, the Nelsons, they painted their
Yeah.
faces and did stuff too. So I do remember at our house we'd get our face painted, and Blake and Lindsey Nelson were there with us too. So yeah, it was good.
I like the Damon Parker OU football jersey that JT was sporting that day. Hopefully
Yeah,
he still has that one
yeah,
around somewhere.
yeah. I don't know if he
Uh,
has it or not, but
all right, one more. You've seen this one
uh,
before.
it's a good one.
Yeah.
Man, those moments are really special. Um, a lot of hard work that goes into it, and as a family member, I think they need to be celebrated more than anyone else. I think Paul Rocha, Andrea Harris, not Harrison, Andrea Gasso,
Yeah.
Jim. I mean, they just the family puts a lot in it, and you see them grind and work, and uh, the just the God moment, those feelings of special moments that you take for the rest of your life happens sometimes after a national championship. That face paint picture. There's a video, and they started that ever since my mom's first national championship. Is our family will pray right there,
Yeah.
and man, and it's grown with a lot of family members and assistant coaches and stuff. And man, when you're in that prayer, and those emotions I haven't ever experienced as a coach. I've only experienced it as a family member. So I can only imagine what it'd be like working that hard. But man, there's a lot that goes into it, and just to have that feeling and that remembrance,
The whole family, the OU program, it just stands for everything that's right, man.
yeah,
Everything that's right about collegiate athletics, how everyone wears the faith on their sleeve. It's great, man. And like the popularity of OU softball has grown so much. Obviously, winning helps that. But what I hear and what I see, and even for me, it's about so much more than winning, man. It's about how the program is operated and how it's faith based and everything. Like, how can you not root for all these incredible girls that are on this team and really sports wide as well? You and I are kind of around the same age, and I still love college football. I still love college basketball, but certainly the sport has changed. And I don't know if you'll agree with this or not, but I feel like college softball, maybe more than any other sport out there, has kind of kept the spirit of the game. With
yeah.
the transfer portal, with NIL, it still feels like, man, we're playing for our teammates. We're playing for the school on the front. Would you agree with that, with all the changes that are made? I think college softball still has that special feeling with it.
Well, first off, I thought they were gonna be funny pictures. So
So,
what are we doing
the
here?
face paint
You know what I
work. The
mean?
face
Go
paint
on,
work.
go on.
Face paint work.
Yeah, no, I mean, at the end of the day, softball is not having NIL opportunities like some other sports, right? I think the top teams in the country that do really well year in and year out have that for their players a lot more than others. And so I think that obviously helps them be good, especially in today's day and age. But you're not seeing that across the board, and they're playing for the love of the game. They're this right now, and hopefully in the future, with professional softball and USA softball continuing to grow, there's that professional level where this isn't the highest of high, but for a lot of kids, this is going to be the best softball they play. And so everything they've worked for their entire career is in this 4 years. You know what I mean? So you're absolutely right. The love of the game, the passion, um, not doing it for the name on the back, but loving doing it for your teammates and doing it for your university. You still feel that across the country, mid-major, Power Four. It's something that you don't see a ton, and I think that's just going to be an attraction for more fans to continue to grow the sport.
Last thing, has anyone ever asked you on an interview to break down film with them? That
No,
ever happened
yeah,
before?
no, but
Okay.
this one, I'll tell you what, it's different already. So,
All right.
same
Well,
with my emotions. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm going to set the situation for you. 2nd and 9 for the Norman North
Oh
defense. We got
gosh, here we
DJ
go.
Gasso playing
Oh,
some safety here. Let's see what we got. You see him circled there at the top of the screen.
yeah. I
We're
think
going to
this is
just try to
targeting.
throw something short here.
Man,
Boom!
yeah,
Nothing. What do you
yeah.
see there, coach? What'd you
I
see on that play?
I see a 15-yard penalty in 2025 right there. I see an ejection. I was just leading with the head all day long. Yeah, that was a good one right there. That was a good, what my brother will say is he still caught the ball. And it's like it's not
Yeah.
a big hit. It's still caught the ball, but it's like, dude, that's a 2, 3 yard gain. Like, and I'm 10 yards deep. Like, what else can I do? So
If you think that one was helmet to helmet, I got one that's helmet to helmet right here. This is
oh,
about a 3rd and 5. It looks like at Harv
we're doing
Collins
this, man.
Field.
We're doing
We
this.
don't see DJ in the screen, but you're about to. Just absolutely destroys him. That's
Yeah.
15-yard penalty right there,
Oh,
man.
yeah, for sure. They didn't really have that back in the day, so, yeah, that was a good one as well, I guess. That was a good one. Thanks for bringing that up. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
you were a hard hitter, man. I
Yeah.
mean, that 2012 Norman North team was really good. Had some studs on it, state championship game. But I do remember you because that's first when I got into radio and we were streaming all the games. It was like,
Yeah.
dude, DJ Gasso will lay the wood back there.
Yeah, no, I remember you calling those games and doing all that stuff over at, Harp Collins, so, yeah, it was,
Yeah,
a good time. That, Broken Arrow game was, like, the furthest Norman North's ever been in playoffs, so
yeah.
home, game never really happened, so that was pretty early in the game, so everyone was kinda freaking out. It was a good time, good time.
Last one. Who do you think Bobby Bones is rooting for this weekend? I mean, he will wear the Gasso equals GOAT t-shirt. So
Yeah, no, the backs, man. He's a Razorback through and through. So he's I think really excited I haven't talked to him a ton. I know he's been super busy doing a lot. He's
yeah.
going to be um at the Arkansas basketball games out there in Nashville. So hopefully they can make a run at it, and hopefully they do great in the tournament. But yeah, he's all over the place doing a lot of different things. So but yeah, he'll be repping the backs for sure.
He's DJ Gasso. Man, I appreciate your time and best of luck not only this weekend, but the rest of the year.
Appreciate it. Good to see you, man.